What's going on, guys? RedGamed here with a quick little intro before this video to let you know that if you haven't checked out my Patreon yet, you really should, because aside from supporting the channel and helping to purchase games that will be featured on this channel, I'm giving out a lot of things that people have been asking for a long time, and one of those is one-on-one training sessions. A lot of people have asked me in the past, can I help train them? Can I help them to improve with Juri? And I'm making that available to some of the higher tier $15 subscriptions to the Patreon. So this is a 1 hour session that you get once per month for only $15, which is a pretty good deal if you ask me. So judge for yourself. Go ahead, check this out. This is the first one that I've done, and there'll be more to come in future. Not all of them, obviously, and if you get one for yourself, obviously that's up to you whether you want to go on the channel or not, but I'm just letting you guys know that it's there. There's a link in the description below. It's up on the screen right now. Head over there, check it out if you want to help support the channel, and enjoy the video.
Guys, did he end up getting his trading session in?
We're working that out. He's in London, so it's going to be a little more challenging.
Oh yeah, because of the obvious time difference.
Time zone difference and the lag is going to be a bit of an issue, but we'll work through it.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Go beyond the battle!
This is Juri. Oh, you picked like the Colgate toothpaste color.
Yeah, I don't know why, it just works for me.
Like, I like that costume, but I think every color except for default is horrible.
Agreed. I was wearing like nostalgic for a little bit, but then like I was like, I'm kind of bored with that. I'm actually quite jealous about how you got it on your PC, all the mods and stuff. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I need to get
great.
I need to get a good PC. I got
this isn't even a good PC.
Yeah.
This PC is 8 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This is
I'm surprised it still runs, to be perfectly honest.
Well then, where do you want me to break it?
I'm thankful but surprised. Alright,
Round one.
let's go.
Fight!
Ready?
Hadouken! 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 Fire! Hadouken!
Oh, that's nice again. Oh, I did a DP and it did not come out.
I hate it when
Story of my life.
I hate it when that happens. I swear this game's against me sometimes. Like, time it perfectly and everything, and it just doesn't work. Oh, nice.
Unscaled.
Ah. Nice.
That's fine, whatever. Good punch.
Ooh, damn.
Wake up, Super! The go-to for any bronze player.
Just wake up, Super. Alright.
Fight!
Okay.
Yeah, that one's got me out of a couple of scraps doing that one.
I'm getting everything but the move that I want with Ryu. It's like I do crouching medium fireball and I get either dunk kick or fucking DP. Okay, this is the comeback. Reflexes. Oh.
Oh,
the crouching medium.
My girlfriend's watching too, so she saw that.
Okay.
Win.
Good stuff, good stuff. There's a couple good memes there, I like that. That was good. I was trying to do wake up jabs just to see if you had the mini timing.
Yeah, I kind of like. So meaty, so that's the backwards heavy kick, yeah.
That's right. Well, meaty is any attack which is timed to beat a wake up jab.
Okay, right. Yeah.
So any attack, doesn't matter what it is.
No worries. All right. Okay, now I know that. Ooh. I still gotta practice though. I'm not great. Oh, dang. Yeah, see the reuse that I verse mostly online, what they do, I'll show you just quickly. I'm not gonna hit you or anything. So like, they just come in close like this.
Yeah.
And just constantly keep that pressure on. Okay. Which is what I have a hard time, getting.
Well, we get to that. I'll play Cammy in a little bit. And we can look at pressure then because she's a little bit better at demonstrating pressure.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to show you a little bit more of what some of the reuse do, which is the lame kind of jump away Ryu.
Yeah.
Which is what you'll see. Which is like Ryu's to get the life lead and then just play like this. They just want to be dicks and just hang on to the life lead, and they'll just throw plasma at you all day, which is what you're seeing now. Your life's getting chipped away. That doesn't matter.
Oh shit!
And they'll just run away. I'm not like they're not gonna try and pressure you. They just run away.
Wait, fuck.
Yeah, and what do you do? That was an accidental DP, but it doesn't matter because I got DPs.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at this because this is, like I said, I can show you pressure a little bit later with Cammy.
Yeah.
She'll be a little bit better to show to you with it because I'm more comfortable with her than with Karine. Because you'll be dealing with this a lot with Gals as well because there's really only two types of Gals in the world: the ones that are really aggressive and the ones that are really lame.
Yep.
So let's take a look at this. So what I want to do is start off with. So play again.
Right.
All right. Now I'm gonna start chucking fireballs at you and running away. What's your answer to that going to be? I want to see what your answer to that specifically is going to be. Okay, you get your store. Right. Okay, you get one. Ah, but you threw it out too early.
Yeah.
You're outside too, so that's good.
Ah, that second one.
Yeah. So you're trying to use fireball stores to counter reuse fireballs, which is not what you want to do.
Okay.
Alright. So back up for a second.
Yep.
What I want you to do is so when you encounter players who want to play lame and run away, first thing, the thing what they want is they want you to get frustrated.
Yep.
They want you to get upset about the fact that they have the life lead, you don't, and you're watching it slowly disappear every single time it chips on you.
Yep.
So they're going to spend the whole time running away. But what does running away actually do? It puts them further into the corner.
Yep.
Right. So what you want to do in this kind of situation is you want to don't rely on rear end Satsu. Rear end Satsu is a terrible answer for fireballs because it has to be spaced very well.
Yep.
It has to be timed very well. Otherwise, it's completely unsafe. So don't use that. The only time you should ever really use that to counter fireballs is like against an EX fireball. Sorry, an EX rear end Satsu, I should say, because that's safe on block at least if you don't time it right. And you can go through anything.
Okay.
So that's fine. So what I want you to do next round, because this is going to time out,
yep,
is I want you to start to... Don't worry about the V skill right now. We'll get to the V skill. What I want you to do is to be calm. I want you to be cool, and I want you to walk me down.
It's a very difficult fight.
Right.
All right, because one or two things is going to happen when you walk me to the corner. Either I'm going to be happy to sit in the corner and just try and throw fireballs from there, which is stupid because I have nowhere else to go, or I'm going to try and jump out, in which case you have to be ready with an anti-air.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so I'm going to start checking them now, and I want you to just calmly walk forward and block, walk forward and block, walk forward and block.
Yep.
All right?
Yep, with you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, now I got to retreat. I got to walk back because Juri can walk speed. Okay, now I'm in the corner. What do I do? I got nowhere else to go. You now have the advantage because I can't go anywhere, whereas you can control space and I can't because I'm in the corner here.
Yeah.
So I have to start doing dumb stuff like jumping in the corner and doing kicks or trying to jump out. So what you got to do is that you got to be ready with an anti-air. Now, what's your anti-air?
Dragon Punch R1, like heavy Dragon Punch.
Okay, don't use Dragon Punch. That's terrible as an anti-air.
Okay.
Dragon Punch, Juri's DP, even though medium DP is supposed to work as an anti-air, because it universally works for all characters. Medium DP is able and invincible. That's true, but if you go on YouTube and look at videos for Juri, when she does her she does her Tensenrin,
yep,
DP, because she spins away from the opponent as part of that animation, some fucking genius at Capcom decided that she should have no hitbox while she's spinning away from them, so it flickers on and off as she's going up, which means you've probably seen this when you've been trying to anti-air people, is that sometimes they can randomly kick you out of it.
Yes, I have seen that actually. Yeah.
That's why, because they did a kick at a time when you didn't have a hitbox.
Yep.
So what you want to do is you want to go for simpler things. Juri's got two anti-airs which are normal, which are both fairly good. You can do either stand heavy punch or crouching heavy punch. Crouching heavy punch is a little bit slower, but if you time it right, you will get a crush counter, which can give you a little bit of a follow-up.
Yep.
So let's work on that. So I'm going to start jumping at you with Ryu's heavy kick, which is a pretty solid jump in tool for Ryu, and I want you to either use standing heavy punch or crouching heavy punch to knock me out of it.
Righto.
All right. I'm not gonna do it constantly. I'll give you a break between so you can resettle yourself and whatnot. So, all right, you ready?
Ready.
All right.
Ah.
Okay, so crouching heavy punch is a little bit slower, so you got to do it a little bit earlier. Try stand first.
Yep. Just
to see how that feels, and then try crouching. All right. There you go. Ah, magical.
Nah, got through that one.
Okay. Yep. A little bit early. Good timing. Good timing. You're getting there. You're getting there. Yep. Okay, now we're making progress here. Because you're getting used to the timing for the stand heavy punch.
Yep. Ah.
Oop. Stand heavy punch. The downside to stand heavy punches is that it only works at certain distances. If I'm too close, it can actually whiff. So stand heavy punch is like a little bit easier to time, but it's a little bit more range specific.
Yep.
So it kind of works when people are jumping in from a distance. If they're jumping in close, it's not quite as good. So we'll try it a few more times, and then I'll get you to try the crouching heavy punch and see which one you like better.
Yep.
All right. So.
Too early.
A little bit early.
Like, not too early.
You can go into training mode, and you can set the dummy in training mode to just do jumping heavy kick, and you can just practice all day to get the timing into muscle memory. Have you done that before?
Yeah, I have. I usually do the combo, so I don't think it's the basic stuff.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But anti-airs. I mean, look, I'm guilty as well. I don't anti-air as much as I should, but it does really, like in situations like that where you've got someone in the corner and they're desperate to get out, it really pays to be ready to anti-air someone. So that's all right. So we'll try the crouching heavy punch for the next one. Yep. So crouching heavy punch, you got to start up a little bit earlier, but it does work. Crouching heavy punch works when the opponent is closer to you.
Yep.
So just try the crouching heavy punch a couple times just by itself right now.
Right.
Yeah. So you can see her leg goes pretty much straight up.
Yep.
So it has very little forward. It has virtually no forward hitbox. It's really just goes straight up.
Yep.
So all right, give that a try.
Yep.
Too late. There you go. Too late. There you go. Too late.
Too early.
Too late. There you go. Then you get a crush counter off that one. So that's the that's what you really. I mean, it's kind of random whether you'll get a crush counter or not because it really just comes down to the timing of the incoming attack.
Yep.
But if you get a crush counter, you can actually do a heavy Tensenrin follow up.
Yep.
Because they'll be juggled in the air, and you can just do raw Tensenrin as a follow up. So you get a bit of extra damage. It works as a better deterrent, I find, than the standing heavy punch, because standing heavy punch just forces them to restand and that's it.
Yeah. Whereas
this will actually knock them in the air, cause a knockdown, and you can get a on a crush counter, and you can get a follow up as well.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good. Try doing it a little bit earlier than you think you should.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, no, I think I got it. Nope, nope.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
There you go, crush counter. Don't worry about doing the 10 and follow-up right now. That's something you should really just radically practice that.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, good stuff. I mean, you're getting a lot of trades there, and that's, like I said, that's really a practice thing.
Yeah.
It's just a timing thing, because it's, like I said, it's a bit slower, so you have to be a little bit more ready. One of the best times to do that, actually, is when you throw out a low fireball, because when you throw out a low fireball, people love to jump over it.
Yeah.
It is the best bait in the world to make people jump over it and try and jump in on you. So you can throw it out and just be ready to anti-air them as soon as you throw it.
Yeah.
And you can even walk up behind it to make it a little bit more enticing.
Okay.
But we'll practice this for a little bit longer before we move on. So
Yeah.
so you're still hitting it too late. There you go. It's gonna be a little bit earlier than you think you need to.
Yeah.
That was too early.
Yeah, timing is not very much specialty.
There you go, crush counter.
Okay.
That's perfect, but like you can't rely on getting a crush counter because, like I said, it's really just kind of random whether you get it or not. But it is a great deterrent. If someone gets crush counted off an anti-air, it's usually, if they get hit probably 2 or 3 times, by that they will stop jumping in. There you go, now you're getting it. Oh, look at this, beautiful, magical trade.
Yep. Spoke too soon.
Alright. Good stuff, you want that one.
Alright.
Alright, so let's try working that in now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw fireballs at you.
Yep.
And you can walk me to the corner, because like I said, and that's the other thing as well, is that when you walk someone to the corner, it makes them nervous because they want you to be rattled. They want you to be scared. They don't want you to, the last thing they want is you just calmly walking towards them. They want you to be doing crazy stuff like jumping in, because they'll be ready with their anti-airs. You can bet on that.
Yep.
So they want you frustrated. They don't want you just calmly walking towards them. That is the absolute last thing they want. So that will make them nervous.
Yep.
All right. That said, okay. So I got to retreat because you're walking towards me.
Yep. Oh.
Good. That's okay. Take a fireball. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now I got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to go. So I'm gonna jump out.
Yep.
Oop. So alright. It's okay. I'm gonna check on the floor and then I'm gonna jump out.
Yep. Okay.
Oop. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're just practicing.
Yep.
Okay. Good stuff. Because you can see how just standing there leaves you at the perfect range to anti-air.
Yeah.
There you go. Ah, beautiful, getting crush counter. So now we're getting somewhere, because now this guy's trapped in the corner. He's panicking. He doesn't know what to do, and this is where you're at a huge advantage.
Yeah.
So that's something that should really help you against those kind of lane players like Ryu, like Guile, things like that.
Yep. The constant spamming fireballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just need to work on that timing.
That's alright. Alright, now, okay, let's look at the V skill now. Because the V skill is the other tool. Now, I want you, like I said, I want you to forget about Ryu and Satsu as a fireball punch, because it is just, Ryu and Satsu, if you don't know, in Season 1, Juri's V skill was much worse than it is now. It got a lot better in Season 2.
Okay.
In Season 1, it had far less invincibility on it, and a lot more startup on it. So essentially what that meant is that Juri could only use her V skill to punch a fireball if she was more than half a screen away.
Okay.
If she was anything less than half a screen away, she would get hit by the fireball. So it was, in that particular instance, it was actually more advantageous usually to use Ryu and Satsu, because Ryu and Satsu was designed as her primary fireball punish tool. In Season 2, they made her V skill a lot better, which is what we have now. And so V skill is a primary fireball punish tool, and Ryu and Satsu is really just more of a holdover than anything else.
Okay. So,
that being the case, what you want to do is that you want to, generally, like a lot of Juri players, myself included, at the start of the round, unless you have a reason to be aggressive at the start of the round, normally you'll back off and start building resources.
Yeah, I've done that.
At the start of the round.
I do that.
So first thing, like your #1 priority at the start of the round is to get a V skill store. Against a Ryu, against any character who relies on projectiles, #1 priority is to get a V skill store.
Yeah.
Because that will put them on notice. If they don't know what the V skill does, great. If they do know what it is, it'll put them on notice. So grab a V skill store. Right, now I'm going to throw a fireball at you and I want you to punish it. Okay, now grab another one. Because when you get the knockdown, see how far away you've knocked me away from you?
Yep.
There is virtually nothing I can do to punish you from this distance. So you'll see, if you watch my videos, you'll see this a lot, is that if I get a knockdown with a V skill, I will immediately get another one because that is the best time to get a fireball store. There are very few characters that can punish you, even if they quick rise, while you're getting a V skill store. And even if they do, you can actually let it rip early and just go behind them and see if they're ready for that.
Yep.
So you've got options there in terms of that, or you can just cancel it early and knock it to level 2. So I want you to try doing that now. Let's do that. I'm going to throw fireballs at you. I want you to get as many V skill stores as you can.
Yeah.
And see if you die to fireballs or if I die first. Right? Good. Okay, now, when you're in the situation, where you've gotten bopped and you can't get a V skill store because they're
too many balls
applying pressure.
Yeah.
Put it on the back burner for a little bit. Right, just if you're at the range where you can jump in, or you can apply a little bit of pressure on your own, great. And then once they're worried about that, and you get a knockdown, then go back to storing a V skill store, getting a V skill store back.
Yep.
Because it's important to have it, but you don't want to be eating fireballs all day just to try and get one.
Yep. No, that makes sense.
So if that happens, I want you to try and apply a little bit of pressure. Just try and do something a little bit different to get my mind off stopping you from getting V skill stores, and then once I'm distracted, get another one.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the punch. Oh, there's a little bit of lag.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get that quick? Okay, now stop. No, I didn't have it. I thought I did.
Okay, so that's probably another thing that we should talk about. So that's kind of what you do in that situation. Now, another thing we should talk about while we're talking about what you do in terms of your overall game plan is I'm seeing a lot of unsafe moves.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Yeah. Primarily among them is sweep. I'm seeing a lot of random sweeps.
Yeah.
Sweep is universally -12 for all characters. Are you aware of that?
I wasn't aware it was for all characters. No.
Yeah, it is every single character. Their raw sweep is unsafe.
Okay.
So you'll see a lot of characters like Ryu use sweeping and cancel it into V trigger to make it safe, which you can do. And Juri can do that, but I don't recommend it because that's kind of wasting it. But it is completely unsafe for all characters because it was safe in Street Fighter 4. It was stupid. So that's the reasoning for it. So you're doing sweep a lot, which is very much to your detriment because the first thing that anyone will do is they'll counter sweep you and get a knockdown.
Yeah.
So we need to look at your approach in footsies. So if you let's talk about that a little bit. So what's your game plan in terms of getting damage? What's your primary means of getting damage with Juri? Show me like some of your show me some of your Juri stuff. Let's see what kind of damage you can throw down on Ryu here.
Okay, well if I got the stores.
Yep.
Alright, so usually what I do is go. Well, that was a bad example.
Yep.
That's generally what I lead with. And then.
All right. Why do you go for the EX Fuar in that situation?
I'll just, if I got the bar, I will use it. But like most of the time, I'll just use the regular one if I've got the store.
Yeah. Why not use Tenshinhan in that situation?
Tenshinhan. That's the
DP.
The DP. It's me personally. I always.
I mean, look.
DP.
Well, the thing is that fireballs will give you what's called Oki, which is basically they'll give Juri enough time to get a set up for a next attack after a knockdown. Tenshinhan isn't as good for that, and people will probably chastise me for that for suggesting that in the comments.
Yeah.
But Tenshinhan is free. You don't need to store it, whereas fireballs you obviously need to store. So fireballs are kind of one of those things that are nice to have, but you don't always have them on deck, which is why I prefer to go for Tenshinhan.
Yeah.
So, can you do that? Can you do like say jumping heavy kick into back heavy kick into Tenshinhan?
Yeah, probably could. Just give me a second. Alright.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, very good. So that is always available to you. So you don't. That's kind of something that you don't need to worry about as much. In terms of Juri's fireballs, as you've probably figured out, aren't very good.
No,
they're not very. They're really not very good. There are very specific setups. I mean, look, it varies from player to player, and as you get better, you might find different uses for them, or you might prefer them for different reasons, and that's completely fine.
Yeah. I
didn't find her fireballs particularly useful. Her light fireball is nice as a spacing tool for when you're in this situation where you're just kind of both feeling each other out.
Yeah.
And you want to force them to block or try to jump.
Yeah.
Because basically throwing out light fireball will force them to either block or jump. Those are the only two things they'll do, or they'll backdash. So you got 3 options there.
Yeah.
Things like that. But outside of that, they're really not very good, because unless you want that kind of knockdown setup thing, which again is a little bit more advanced. We'll worry about that when you're more into silver and working your way towards gold.
Yeah.
So the only time I would say that your fireballs are very useful is when you use V-Trigger. So the question then becomes, do you use V-Trigger?
Not as much as I should. Like, at all, right. Really. I don't really.
Let me quit out of here. I'll switch across to Juri so I can show you some stuff with her.
Right.
It's go time.
So let's go ahead and ready up here. Because Juri's look, I get it. If you actually go back and watch Salty Warriors Season 2, you gotta ready up. Season 2, which was when I was still in silver, working my way towards gold. Actually, no, it might even be season. Actually, I think it was season 1. Regardless, doesn't matter. Point being is that when Juri first came out, people were yelling at me to use her V-Trigger because I never used it. So it's a scary thing to use. So I definitely appreciate that. But it is one of her best tools for actually being able to apply pressure, because Juri can't apply pressure when she is not in V-Trigger, basically, because her frame data sucks.
Yep.
Well, she can apply pressure, she can't apply continued pressure.
Yep.
So that's fine. So there's that. Never use V-Trigger 2. Don't believe anyone who tells you it's good. It's not. It's horrible. It's the worst thing in the whole freaking game because V-Triggers.
Yeah, no.
Don't ever touch that.
A lot of other YouTubers say the same thing, so I imagine I'll take that as gospel.
Yeah, it is literally the worst V-Trigger in the game, in my opinion. And I will fight anyone who tells me otherwise. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and build up. Let's go ahead and build up some V-Trigger.
Right,
the best way to do that is let's just play around a little bit, and we'll both when we both get to V-Trigger 1, we'll stop.
Right.
So, okay. That's a good confirm there. I like that. You're able to confirm whether hits or blocks.
Oh.
So you see how I threw a light fireball there and you jumped?
Yeah. And you were
ready for it?
And you were ready with the entire.
Exactly. That's what you want to be doing. And there is it.
Okay. Well, I've got a bar, so just need.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get to full V-Trigger, so that's fine. So, raw sweeps. I want you to stop doing raw sweeps. That is one of the key takeaways from this training session is I want you to stop relying on raw sweep.
Yep.
Because it is a bad tool. All right. So we got V-Trigger. Now, V-Trigger for Juri can be activated in a lot of ways, but you ideally, you should never activate it raw because you're wasting your pressure there. Because like I said, Juri doesn't get pressure unless she's in V-Trigger. So the times that you do get pressure, you gotta savor, right? So there's a few different ways to do it. I personally, if you watch my videos, I really like doing Electric Fireball. Sorry, I didn't realize I had one stored because I was looking on screen. So I will do crouching medium into heavy Fua into activation. So that didn't come out right, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
So once you give that, so try doing heavy. So either try doing crouching medium into heavy Fua, or just do heavy Fua into activation.
So heavy Fua. That's the heavy fireball. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Heavy fireball.
So medium.
We're about to run out of time here.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll go next round. It's fine. I'll try and actually do the thing that I said I was going to do.
Yeah. So if you do it and then I can see it, then I'll see what I got to do.
Yeah. All right.
Makes sense.
All right. We'll just beat me up some. I'll get a V to it. There we go. All right.
Cool.
All right. So heavy fireball store. You see, got the heavy fireball store there.
Yep, I got mine.
So what I'm going to do is, if you just block.
Yep.
Just crouching block.
crafting block. Yeah, yep.
So I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it cancelled into V trigger.
Okay.
Right, so I'm going to do this. That's what I want to see from you, because that to me, there's a few different ways to activate it. You can do the wheel kick, the Ryo and Satsu into V trigger.
Yep.
A lot of Juri players do that. I don't like it as much because I think it's a little bit easier to block. If you go crouching medium,
yep,
into, so just block again.
Yep. Yep.
If you do crouching medium into heavy fireball, because it hits low, to my mind, there is a better chance they'll get clipped by that if you do, as opposed to doing a wheel kick.
Yep.
For example, because a wheel kick, you can just block it a high or low, whether this has to be blocked low.
Yep.
So you got that. So, all right, so I'm going to beat you up now.
Yep.
All right, give that a go.
All right, so medium.
So crouching medium kick, not crouching medium punch.
Ah, sorry, crouching medium kick, my bad.
Crouching medium kick into heavy fireball into V-trigger activation. There you go, beautiful, because you are plus on that. And that is one of the very few times that Juri ever gets to be plus on anything.
Okay.
All right. So time's gonna run down, so we'll just deal with that.
Yep.
This one anyway, so that's good. All right, so I'm gonna show you some very basic stuff you can do with the V trigger once you get it. So I'll beat you. So that's fine. We'll just beat each other up until we get it.
I keep doing this lead. I can't help myself.
There you go. All right, you gotta just beat me up a little bit more.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, so I'll do it again just to show you again, just so you get a little more comfortable with it. So crouching block.
Yep.
So I'm very plus after that.
Yep.
Because I'm very plus, I get free pressure after activation. Even if they're still blocking, I get free pressure. There are times when if someone is absolutely batshit crazy, they might spam out an EXTP.
Yep.
Which is fine because that's just stupid and we can deal with that later. Most times people keep blocking, which is also good. So what you want to do is that you want to do stand medium kick in heavy kick into standing heavy kick.
Yep.
Into fireball. It's going to look like this. All right.
Yep.
So go ahead and get your activation and then give that a try.
All right. So yep. Oh, sorry. Hang on. But wait. Hey.
That's fine. Yep. All right. So standing medium.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Standing medium. Standing heavy. Yep. Heavy fireball.
Standing medium. Standing heavy.
There you go.
Ah, okay.
Standing medium. Standing heavy fireballs, because it links the moves together. That's what her function engine does.
Yeah.
It allows her to link together moves that would not normally combo by themselves.